to do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
Well, hello there. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to my review of Tenet by Christopher Nolan, the latest cinematic opus and mind-blowing cinematic experience.
Well, that from here.
Hasn't happened yet.
One of the greatest contemporary filmmakers, certainly his technical prowess is second to none, and everything he does is worthy of a deep dive. Put your feet up and just sort of chillax and listen to this to better help you understand it as you watch it for the first time, because there's a lot that goes on in this film that is not understandable because the dialogue is muted.
You're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it.
Whoa. What do you think we're seeing?
The detritus of a coming war.
At its core, it is pretty well a simple, save the world kind of spy story with, a lot of extra sauce put on top in the plot department. So let's get right into it. Let's go to the video, and thanks for being here. Boom! You know what to do. Smash that like button. You gotta say it. All right, see you on the flip side.
Time isn't the problem. Getting out alive, that's the problem.
All I have for you is a word.
Time travel. No. Inversion.
Oh, okay, inversion. Huh. Right, so that's kind of like where you're gonna show the film upside down and backwards. Is that the gamut?
Tenet.
Did you say tenant? Oh, cool, because I actually still, rent, so I'll be covering rental agreements and landlord disputes and stuff. That actually sounds kind of really relevant because a lot of people are fighting.
It's reversing the flow of time. Doesn't us being here now mean it never happened?
Tenet.
Well, that from here.
Hasn't happened yet.
Oh, so it's like a palindrome?
You have no idea what you're getting yourself into if you go through that door.
Oh, you're gonna do a whole movie that's like the same forwards and backwards? It's gonna be awesome. So when it's over, it'll be starting again? Will our masks be on our heads? Or on the back of our heads?
Tenet is an espionage story. It's a classic spy story. I grew up loving spy movies, but to make it sing to today's audiences, I sort of felt like for me to really engage with it, I wanted it to have bigger possibilities.
It's good with fists for a diplomat.
How would you like to enjoy your movie? Exciting, exhilarating, like Mission Impossible Fallout, but maybe just a little bit more believable? You chose the wrong movie. Oh, I did? No, I chose the right movie. It's the one that Christopher Nolan's just made, Tenet. This one will scorch your brain and leave your ears bleeding, and you won't even understand a single word because everyone is just going to mumble. Oh, hey, that's weird. Yes, I thought so too, but I was having so much fun. I almost got to beat Debicki with my belt. A little cufflink. Smart little move on my part. Put the cufflink in the belt. Extra torture, I learned these things when I was a kid in Stalag 12, where it's my hometown. I love the place. Gorgeous Stalag 12. You have to come visit sometime, see where I grew up chasing plutonium as a 12-year-old. It's amazing. And then I almost got to step on Debicki's face. Oh, that was a fun day, let me tell you. Good times. All right, well, good for you. That Stalag place sounds pretty homey, yeah. I might just want to take you up on that someday.
Tenet. It'll open the right doors. Some of the wrong ones, too.
All I have for you is a gesture. Just kidding. I also have one word for you.
Tenet.
Mumbling, unfathomable, baffling.
Well, I've seen too much. Well, we'll try and keep up.
This is the first major blockbuster release to come out in theaters after the pandemic that's kept us locked up in our homes and social distancing. And There's no one who has designed a movie to be seen in theaters more than Mr. Christopher Nolan himself. So Tenet is a big deal. It's a big movie. It's a spectacle. It's, you know, pretty much wall-to-wall eye candy, explosions, car chases, jumbo jets blowing up, catamaran races across the sea, locations from Amalfi to India to here to there to everywhere to a blasted out cement heap that is just stunning. Visually, it's epic, and sound-wise, we're back into familiar terrain with Christopher Nolan and his bombastic soundscapes. There's no disappointment there. This one will rock your chest, your ear canals will bleed, the wax will melt out of your ears, and your eyeballs will be riveted to the screens. We have this technical issue with the film, which is unfathomable because it's Christopher Nolan, and yet, Tenet. For some reason, in one of the most bombastic, epic summer blockbusters to be released on the big screen, the actors are in a mumblecore movie. I mean, that's just bizarre, especially with a film that has so much plot to unfold. It's basically wall-to-wall exposition. The actors are moving through this plot at a breakneck speed, and as we are, as the audience, likewise trying to keep up. And to have actors mumbling large chunks of exposition that are key to understanding the plot is really baffling. So on my first watch, I completely didn't catch the whole backstory of Elisabeth Debicki's character and why her husband has this control over her, and it has to do with blackmailing and these art forgeries because she's an art dealer. And so that was all lost on me. I guess I kind of zoned out while they were mumbling across a dining room scene there, and I totally missed the whole forgery subplot. Yes, he has control over me because of the art forgery. So this isn't the Nolan masterpiece most of us were hoping for. It's flawed on a story and character level because in order to create this epic grand scale, what's been sacrificed is character, emotional need, actors needing each other to figure things out as you would in a drama is kind of absent here. The characters are, for the most part, more or less one-dimensional. They seem to exist in their hermetically sealed worlds and don't actually seem to really need each other that much, seem to be all content with figuring stuff out, you know, on their own and saving the world, as with any sort of spy James Bondish plot. The big question is, should you see it in IMAX? Yes, absolutely. You should definitely see one of the most incomprehensible movies ever made in IMAX, just like I did. You know, the detail in the faces of the actors and the scenes, and it's just stuff blowing up in reverse with a race against time in the future while you're in the past trying to figure out this world hangs in the balance problem that you have to solve before we all just get blown off the face of the earth. I mean, it's fantastic. You got to see this stuff in IMAX. You know, you don't want to be sitting at home watching that on your laptop, for God's sakes. You know, don't tell Nolan, or your smartphone. Oh my God. Do not send a screenshot of you watching Tenet on your smartphone to Christopher Nolan. Don't tag that shit on social media, man. He's going to come for you, man. I don't know. I think there's about 10 good reasons to see this film, and 4 of them are, you know, the actors, the top bill actors here. Washington, Pattinson, Debicki, and Branagh are a super solid cast, and they're excellent overall. Branagh, in particular, really chews up his scenery, and it's super delicious to watch. There's a certain level of gratification in cutting a man's throat open and stuffing his balls inside. Oh yeah, do you treat all your guests like that? We're done here. You're a dead man. Don't fuck my wife.
How would you like to die?
Old.
You chose the wrong profession.
Of course, the number one reason is because it's a Christopher Nolan film. He's achieved his own status as his own IP, basically, just like all the greats, Tarantino, Scorsese, you know, David Fincher. They're known for what they do, the type of film they make, so you know you're in good hands and you're going to see an excellent movie that's technically you know, unfathomably amazing, and Tenet is definitely all of that. Now for the unfortunate misses that prevent this film from getting a 10 out of 10. You know, more or less the characters just talk at each other for the purposes of solving this grand, incomprehensible puzzle. And the result is that the characters are rather one-dimensional, and they pretty much only exist to serve the exceedingly convoluted and overcomplicated plot. So the, you know, the inaudible dialogue is not a minor gripe, because major plot points, you know, such as Debicki's character, her art forgery subplot, which I mentioned, are really lost in the mumblecore that's happening in these dinner scenes. Overall, this has kind of infected this too cool for school delivery when it comes to the acting. It really is a directing trope, a choice to make the exposition seem more naturalized. But this is an intricate and complicated plot. I mean, you can't just be throwing lines away like some kind of know-it-all the entire film, you know? Like that opening scene where she's explaining the inverse bullet, you know? She's like, he's trying to figure it out, and she's like, "You're not shooting the gun. You're catching it." And you're like, what? And he just goes, "Whoa. Whoa? Really? Whoa? I'm catching a bullet? Can you maybe break this down a little bit for me, there, lady? I mean, maybe give a shit instead of being so goddamn cool in your, you know, 1,000-drawer example warehouse." Anyway, all that stuff's kind of like a little bit annoying. So I see it in the way that Nolan has built this like stunning sandcastle, which is very impressive to look at, but the tide comes in and washes that sandcastle away. And it doesn't stand the test of time. Why? Because it doesn't have a foundation. So what makes a foundation in cinema? Story and character, right? Michael Corleone, there's a foundation there. The protagonist, not so much. All right, so that's my 2 cents, or my $12 worth, or my 2,000 scene points worth. So thank you for watching. It's incredible that you're with me on this journey. Please like and subscribe. I so value your opinion. I hope that you get all you want out of Tenet and that and much more. And let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of my thoughts here. I'd be happy to share a dialogue with you. So do stay in touch, okay? And stay safe. Keep your mask on while you're in the theater. We don't know about these micro droplets yet, but stay safe. I still think it's worth going to the cinema. I think you're going to be safe. I've gone 6 or 7 times now since theaters have reopened, and I'm still here to tell you about it. So I think it's safe as long as you go in with taking the utmost precautions that you can, washing your hands before you eat your food, don't touch your face, wear your mask throughout the film, and stay safe out there, folks. And lastly, I just want to give my deepest condolences to the family of Chadwick Boseman. It's such a sad, sad day for the world, really, for entertainment, for movies, that we've lost Chadwick Boseman. I'm deeply affected by that. He was such a unique actor with incredible talent, unlike any other, and he's going to be deeply, deeply missed. And my condolences to his family, and really, I'm just so hit by that news. So rest in peace, Chadwick. You gave us so much in so little time. Thank you for everything you gave us.